This video podcast is for properly formatting the tables for your dissertation in Microsoft Word 2007 using the American Psychological Association APA Style 6th edition with regards to graduate students in the Orlean, Bullard, Beeson School of Education and Professional Studies. Be sure to always follow the guidelines set in your doctoral student's manual used for preparing dissertations. The layout of your tables should be logical and easily grasped by the reader. The purpose of tables are to show something specific. For example, tables that communicate quantitative data are effective only when the data are arranged so that their meaning is obvious at first glance. The easiest way to set up a table in your dissertation is to use the table formatting tool. In order to make a table, click the Table key under the Insert ribbon and make a table with 2 rows and 0 columns. Here, on the top row, you will write the table number. In the row beneath that, you will write the title of the table exactly as it appears on the dissertation, except it is to be written in italics. Be sure to make the table number and table title on the same page as the table. Now, go directly beneath this table and create another table with 3 columns and 5 rows. Note that this is just an example, and every table is different. The number of rows and columns will depend on your data. Within the top columns, you should place the column heading. The data should be placed in the table body and centered within the column. Underneath the data of the table should be the table notes. Now that we have a completed table, we must take away some of the lines. Most tables will have the lines formatted differently because each table presents different information, but generally you should have running lines above and below the column heads. You should also have a running line above the table notes. In order to format these lines, go ahead and remove all of the table lines of the table you are formatting. Highlight the entire table and click the Border Key drop-down box arrow button under the Home tab and click the No Border tab. When all of the lines are gone, you can then highlight each individual row or section that you want a line for, and then use the Border drop-down box tab to format it the way you wish. And this is a general format of what a table should look like. Here is an example of a table with this similar format. As you can see, the researcher inserted the method used as the stub head and used the mean, standard deviation, and n as the column heads. After the researcher inserted all of the data, he added a note at the bottom of the table to inform the reader of the abbreviations used in the table. Here is another example of a table that can present more information in different categories. The researcher used Wave 1 and Wave 2 table spanner to allow a division in the entirety of the table. The boy and girl categories serve as column spanners in order to create 2 different columns within the body of the table. The with and without columns serve as the column heads and help the reader understand the data in that column. Below the table is where you will place the table notes. Here, you will insert your general notes, specific notes, and/or your probability notes. General notes should be labeled with the word note. General notes are used to inform the reader of what the abbreviations stand for. Under the general notes should be the specific notes, which are labeled with a superscript letter such as A, B, or C. Specific notes refer to a particular column, row, or cell within the table. Under the specific notes should be the probability notes, which are labeled with an asterisk or multiple asterisks. Probability notes are used to indicate ranges of p-values. As you can see, the researcher who formatted this table used multiple p-values, which are indicated by either 1 or 2 asterisks. If you must distinguish between one-tailed and two-tailed tests in the same table, use an asterisk for the two-tailed p-values and an alternate symbol for the one-tailed p-values. This researcher used the dagger symbol to indicate his one-tailed p-value. Regardless of the requirements dictated in your APA style guide, every page of your manuscript must meet these requirements for the Orlean Bullard Beeson School of Education and Professional Studies publication. This document should now be properly formatted for the Samford University qualifications of creating a table.